Hey guys, welcome back to Los Angeles, California, and today we're going to stop by the place where Marilyn Monroe started dreaming of becoming a star. Come with me and I'll tell you the story. Now we're in an alleyway right now in Hollywood, and we're walking towards El Centro Avenue, and in front of me is the former Hollygrove Orphanage, which was the home for a while of a young Norma Jean Mortensen, who became Marilyn Monroe. She lived in this orphanage for between 16 months to 2 years, depending on where you get your information. But she used to look out her window down this alleyway and look at the water tower of what used to be RKO Studios, now Paramount Pictures, and dream of becoming a star. Now, her mother worked briefly as a film cutter for RKO Studios, so Norma Jean, later Marilyn Monroe, always dreamed of becoming a movie star and working on the RKO lot. Now, Marilyn did not have a very stable childhood. Her mother was, she had some mental health issues, and she was in and out of institutions for a majority of her life. Now, young Marilyn had kind of a rough childhood. She never knew what stability meant. She lived with several different families and never really got too attached to people, which kind of explained later in life why she had such a difficult time with relationships. A lot of that stemmed from her childhood, and she probably didn't have a very true sense of belonging and, trust with people and all that. So you can really understand, if you look into a little bit about how she was brought up, why she was the way that she was. Now, this orphanage, I believe, is still the same building, although it has been renovated and doesn't look exactly the same way as it did when Marilyn lived here. But after becoming famous, Marilyn did come back to this location to visit the children that lived here at the time, and this place was always near and dear to her heart. She did talk about it many times, and I'm actually going to show you the clip here so you can listen to Marilyn describe her experience in her own words.
I used to sit up in the window and cry because I'd look over and I'd see RKO, and I knew my mother had worked there and she'd been a cutter there, and all the kids were asleep. I used to sit up in the window and at night, and as I say, when everyone was asleep, and when I went there to work during Clash by Night, I stood there and I wanted to see back to see if I could see the orphanage, but you can't. It's too many sound stages in the way, and office buildings and homes.
Now, it's interesting that this place is still around, and I'm really glad that it is, because a lot of history in Hollywood is torn down. It's not exactly remembered in the way that it should be, but the Hollygrove Orphanage is still here, and you can walk by and take a look at it. And it's just neat being in the presence of a historical location like this. Now, her room was on the left-hand side up here on the upper level, and this is where she would sit in the window, sometimes with some of her friends, and look across, right over here, across the alleyway, right down here at the water tower, envisioning herself becoming a star. Now, the story doesn't exactly end here. Now, after Marilyn Monroe grew up, she did visit this area several times. She had visited after she was a well-established star, but she also visited when she was getting started out. She was dating one of Charlie Chaplin's sons. I believe his name was Sidney, and they had a theater that was just up here on my left-hand side. And after they got done doing performances for the night, Marilyn and all them used to come out here on this sidewalk and on this street to do little improv performances for the children in the orphanage. I always thought that that was kind of a cool thing, but that happened right here. Now, I'm not sure what this building is anymore, or if it is anything at all, but this is history, though. I mean, whether or not it's anything at all right now, it still exists. Here we go. This is now Uplift Family Services. So this is what used to be the Hollygrove Orphanage. Now I'll walk by here, but this is the property. I'm not sure if you can actually visit this location, being that it's an active business. I really doubt it, but you never know. But I just wanted to show you guys the location of this because this is a big part of Marilyn Monroe history, and not a lot of people know about this orphanage or the fact that it's even still here. So I just wanted to show you guys this and give you a brief history. But that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, keep an eye out for future videos. There's lots of good stuff coming up. Have a great day, everybody.